Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're taking a look at two specific messages that are meant to reach you. And to do this reading, you can either pick your piles using your zodiac signs if this is your preferred method. You will find a timestamp to that down in the description box, or through your intuition. You can pick your piles using the High Priestess on top of each deck that we will be using in the reading itself, or through your crystals. Again, if this is your preferred method, let me introduce your crystals to you. For pile number 1, you have the beautiful Caribbean Calcite. For pile number 2, you have the beautiful Amethyst. And for pile number 3, you have the beautiful Carnelian. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles you're the most drawn to, and this will be the pile for you here today. As I always encourage you, in case you feel drawn to more than one pile, maybe even all of the piles, trust your intuition. It will always guide you and lead you to the right readings and the messages that you're meant to hear. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. In a moment, I will be assigning different zodiac signs to each pile. And so if this is something that you do not prefer, please pause the video and take as much time as you need. But if you prefer to pick your piles using your zodiac signs, then my dear soul family, as you know, this part of the introduction was created specifically for you guys. And after some shuffling, I will be drawing out 4 zodiac signs for each pile. All right, so let's draw out the first 4 zodiac signs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The signs for pile number 1 are Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, as well as Leo, the signs for pile number 2 are Aries, there's something here. There we go. Aries, Sagittarius, Taurus, as well as Capricorn. And the signs for pile number 3 are, of course, Virgo, Aquarius, Cancer, as well as Libra. So, my dear soul family, these are the zodiac signs and their association to each of the piles in today's reading. Please feel free to pick your pile or piles using your sun, moon, or rising. I highly recommend you check out the 3. You might even find them all under one pile, or maybe distributed amongst the 2 or the 3. Alternatively, you can, of course, pick your piles using other placements in your charts if this is something that you prefer to do. And once you're ready, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I will see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at 2 specific messages that are meant to reach you. And I'll be dividing your messages into 2 so that we are ready from the get-go. Oh, looks like you've got one here. But very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Caribbean Calcite. And if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, and Leo. Welcome to your reading, guys. By the way, if these are not your zodiac signs, as I always remind you guys, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so I think we're pretty much ready. Let's shuffle this one more time. Ooh, looks like you've got the green one and another red one here. Okay, so let's create space and start looking at your 2 messages. Oh, I'll keep that right there. You've got the Fool card as your significator card by incident. So it's already letting me know that you're getting a message about something new or embarking on a new adventure or something. Let's find out together. And keep the second one down there for now. Right, so for your first specific message, you have Mercury in Aries with restlessness. You have Haven. Wow. Okay. And you know, 1 makes me feel like you are in fact starting something. Although I know it is the first house, but it just gives me that that idea. Got the compass here with north and south, east and west, obviously. Okay, you have Venus in Sagittarius with playfulness. All right. And you've got Carrot, opportunity or windfall. I love this for you. Okay, let's keep that here. And let's take a look at your tarot cards. So, what's your first specific message that is meant to reach you, my dear pile number 1? Oh, you've got, wow, right off the bat, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. You've got the King of Pentacles with Keeper of Boons. you have another king, the King of Cups. And you have, oh my God, you've got the, and look at them. Began a journey, the white deer, and ended this journey with the world card, the wide world. So, and you've got the cycle, you know, something from the beginning until you reach the destination. And look at your journey. It's not going to stop, because even when you do reach that destination, you're meant to continue wider and wider and wider, just like a spiral. So let's explore what's going on here. I actually sort of understand. This is not talking about the future, which is what I thought initially, because seeing the world card here and then seeing that growth in that Wheel of Fortune, I'm beginning to feel, especially with the existence of the compass here, I get it. I am seeing that you're getting a message specifically about something that you've started a while ago. You've set out to do something, you had a goal, and it seems like with Haven, you're seeing the light, you're seeing that goal these days. That's going to allow you to receive that goal or achieve that goal that you initially started out this whole journey for. So the completion with the world card of what you've set out to do. How is the completion happening? Completion does not mean that that's it. There's the journey, there's the end, we all go back home. This just means that there is an expansion. Do you see with the spiral here? There is an expansion after an expansion after an expansion. It looks like your journey. You thought this was your goal, but your journey is taking you to far bigger things and bigger and bigger. So how is this happening? Mercury is communication. And if I were to put your picture together, I would say that you're getting a huge opportunity, maybe in the next couple of days, in the next part of your life, allowing you to finally achieve that which you have set out to do. And that vision, you see, you've got Keeper of Vision, King of Cups, and you've got Keeper of Boons, that's the King of Pentacles. Boons in Hinduism is like having your wish fulfilled. So I'm seeing that which you used to have a vision for, and you really worked hard for it because of the salmon here, and the salmon goes against the grail, right? The grain, sorry. It really pushes hard. It has tough muscles, and it pushes hard to get to its destination. And so that vision that you once had is your exact message. You're going to start seeing it now. You really went through a long journey, you know. Imagine going through the major arcana, all the major arcana. There were times, just like the Hangman, when there was a long pause. There were times when you were happy and abundant, just like the Empress. There were times when it was like the Tower and things were falling apart. There were other times where you stood in awe and saw some dreams coming true, or felt the guidance of the universe with the Star card. It was a long journey, I can only imagine, of you constantly going against the grail, growing your muscles, making that vision come to life. And looks like this vision is expanding for you these days due to an opportunity that is coming. This opportunity is really going to make you feel so excited, but specifically with Venus in Sagittarius, knowing that Venus has to do with not only love, but also work. So consider it, it doesn't have to be like work, it could be a goal, right? So again, moving towards your goals, this opportunity will allow you to have so much fun. Seeing Sagittarius, seeing Mercury and the compass, maybe the journey here, maybe some of you will be making a major move. It could be traveling. It could be, because that's Sagittarius, it could be a move to another location. It could be a level up, right? A new level. In any case, what I do see very clearly is that not only are you starting to see the light and that it's starting to happen for you, but you will be having a lot of fun engaging in this new opportunity. Right in front of your eyes, you will see your scope of your vision expanding. You will say, oh, like let's say, for example, this was a goal to lose weight. With this new opportunity, maybe you're meeting a team that wants to help you. All of a sudden, like you make friends with someone who's a specialist, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna teach you everything that I know. I'm gonna allow you to use my experts, and I'm gonna give you the right nutritious diet for you, specifically for your body and your situation, with these doctors that will recommend it for you. I will let you access my coach who is going to help you with your specific body type to make it look the best, this, that, and the other. And so you initially thought, oh, it would be so nice if I lose this weight. I feel I'm going to be healthier and look my best. So that was, for example, your initial goal. With that type of sophistication, you're like, whoa, I didn't even know I can have that type of vision, like be super healthy, my muscles are healthy, my this and look my best in that way. I didn't know that I can dream even bigger than what I was dreaming. And that's what I mean by your scope is getting bigger. Your dreams and your hopes are getting bigger with this opportunity. You could achieve your dream on a small scope, but you can achieve your dreams in a bigger scope. And that's what I mean here with these three cards: the Keeper of Visions, the Keeper of Boons, and the Wheel of Fortune. So let's expand on this opportunity and get more information about this opportunity, because it seems to be your focus of the reading. And find out what this opportunity is. This opportunity, by the way, is causing a major shift, a major move somehow. Some of you, it's simply a major shift and a major move in how you experience your day. Maybe you're shifting your routines, you're shifting your diet, you're shifting the way you experience your life. If we follow that example, like your whole routine is changed, where you pass by the groceries first before you go home, you prepare these meals, you wake up earlier, and so the way you're experiencing, you get these walks and you get to experience nature more, and so the way you experience life is changing. Some of you, it's traveling. Maybe you're going to a different city or a different place. In any case, there's playfulness, there is excitement, and there is a shift in how you experience your world, or maybe a move to a different place. And that's what we're getting with Sagittarius energy here, especially Mercury as well. All right, now let's focus specifically on this windfall, on this opportunity, a great opportunity that you are getting. So you've got the Tower card with the Folly here. Interesting. You have the Ace of Spells. This is the Ace of Wands, and look at that dragon. Wow. And I'm starting to feel with the Ace of Dragons is that you are bringing down the foundation of something down. Bringing down the foundation of something, and not that something is bringing something in your life down. I feel like you have the power to push something down. If we follow on the example of healthy living, that opportunity that you get through these experts, for example, it's like you get the power to clear out the toxins and the debris in your body. It's leaving. For example, You get the power to fight disease, and so on. So this is what I mean by you having the power to bring something maybe stubborn that built its foundation and it was just resting there so easily in your life. Like finally shaking up things that were a very stubborn in your life. And you've got the Weaver of Visions. That's the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is emotional fulfillment. It is, again, having a vision and enjoying the fulfillment of this vision. It's enjoyment. It's emotional enjoyment. It's knowing how to make a wish come true, but more towards your emotions. So I have a surprise here for you. You see, it's also a fish just like the salmon. I have a surprise for you. Your message here is, we're still talking about what is this windfall. So we're getting all the different aspects about what this windfall is. Part of that aspect has to do with you. You pushing through in your life like that, because look at you starting a journey and ending it and going through all of the major arcana as we've mentioned. A lot of it is, let's not forget that not everything is matter and that it's also energy. And so what I'm seeing here is a huge part of this is you believing in your vision, what you set out to do, how you've maybe worked on your emotional balance, that's Queen of Cups, and how you've energetically managed to attract this windfall to yourself. How you were able to, do you see how the Queen of Cups is looking towards the Wheel of Fortune? That expansion of energy. You were able to manifest this due to your emotional balance, your strong faith, you pushing through that. Look at the pushing through, it's in the King of Cups. That type of belief made you believe in it so much that you were pushing through and working towards it every day. That is a huge part of why this windfall is happening. You've attracted this windfall into your life. It's like Mercury. You communicated well with the universe and you were able to, maneuver that energy, attract this energy to you. You have the power to do that. Don't ever forget that. It's one of your strongest messages here. Don't ever forget that, because that it will be the very thing you carry through that expansion. It will be that core energy that you always use, no matter how much expansion happens in your life. So never forget that. This windfall with the Tower card obviously is coming as a huge surprise. There's something that you're not expecting. Let me pull out your guidebook and read more about the folly. The folly. I'm so intrigued. I don't remember. Let's read it together. So, the folly. Long ago, a wealthy man riding through the forest came upon the tallest and most magnificent tree he had ever seen. Feeling entitled to whatever caught his fancy, he claimed it for his own. Not content with nature's perfection, he commanded that the tree be hollowed out and carved into an elaborate folly. In his arrogance and ignorance, he refused to listen to the woodmen's warnings that the towering treetop was too slender to bear the strain. Fearing for their employment, the woodsmen obeyed the cruel orders, though it tore at their hearts to do it. At first, the rich man and his rich friends were amused by the folly's eccentric appearance in the solemn forest, but they soon lost interest and abandoned it. In time, The tree, dying from the inside out, cracked, and the folly fell into ruins. A dead zone radiates from its roots, and no creature comes near. Except a great flock of rooks that spirals up at dusk, harshly crying out their anger and their grief. The folly signifies the ending of indulgent and worthless vanities. This does not always feel good. Most radical changes disrupt one's equilibrium for a time. Step back and look at what you've made and how it serves you. What folly needs to be destroyed so that the true and the beautiful can return? Wow. Coincidentally, as I was studying this deck this morning, I read also in the Venus section, I think it was Venus and Aquarius, about a specific type of plant that no matter how much it burns, the roots are still alive. It still grows back. What an interesting thing to read this morning. I think it was not just for me to read about something in my life. I think I was also meant to receive this message for this pile. So let me pull out Venus and Aquarius and show you about this plant very quickly, because I think you're going to find this interesting of how the message is coming together. So Venus and Aquarius, the aspen tree. So I'll just read this part very quickly. There. Even if the trees are burned in a forest fire, the roots can survive beneath the heat, and new seedlings quickly regrow without the shade of more established trees. Aspen tree bark is a favorite food of many animals, including beavers. So here's what I'm gathering as I'm putting the ideas together. Remember that the Queen of Cups is a queen of healing. And so this talks about how you were healing something from the roots here. You've built something from the roots on your journey. Or you have a strong foundation of something. This could be like good education. If we were following the example of the health, maybe you have good DNA, or good genes. If it's your work, maybe good experience. And so it looks like you have encountered something difficult in your journey. The Tower card is somewhere between the Fool and the World card. Obviously, it's like the first thing I thought about, actually. You must have encountered a Tower moment. Something that made you feel, oh my God, it's threatening my foundation. It's threatening what I've set out to do. It's threatening what I've built, or threatening something else that is important in my life. So there's a specific focus here with the opportunity on that very thing in your journey that you're afraid of, that you're afraid is going to fall. Maybe you're feeling, oh, I was unexperienced, I didn't know better, I've done these mistakes, maybe I should have listened to the experts, or maybe other people said it, maybe other people advised you to do it. In any case, you could have done something due to lack of experience, and it got shaken up pretty bad during your journey, and you really regretted that you've done this mistake, whatever that was. But equally so, you've also didn't ignore it. You've also went so much against the grail that you have done nearly the impossible on the other side. There's a yin and yang here, a tough lesson with an equally strong person or actions to see through it. And so these two cards are showing that you really healed that rookie energy with strong actions and strong energy with the Ace of Wands. You're made out of tough, what is it called? You're made out of tough energy, my dear pile number one. You're really a tough being. Look at the type of animals you're getting. And so with that, healing happens. I promise you I'm going to get to how this opportunity is happening, but I also have to be honest in reading your cards the way they showed up. So that obviously energetically really attracted a lot of fortune to your favor. That power that you've put in really attracted a lot of good fortune to your favor, opportunity, wheel of fortune. And due to the healing, the amount of healing you've done, you see? See the snake on the stick? It can't be a coincidence that you have it here with the restlessness card, which is exactly the same energy we're seeing here. You're moving forward today because you have healed so many important things. And mind you, you've healed a lot of foundational things. And due to the foundational things that you've focused so much on, this is saying, don't worry. The foundation is strong. Don't worry about what falls visibly up top. The energetic foundation you've built will always sprout opportunity, windfall, and fortune to your favor. Remember to never forget about the energy. The boons are something that you hold, you receive from a king or an angel or a god or a goddess, and one day you get to assign a wish to it that instantly comes true for you. And that's the thing. You now you've built that boon, so to speak, for yourself, and you will see it manifest into your wish. That is happening for you. You're getting into an energy of excitement. So let's answer the question. How is this opportunity or windfall happening in your life? I'm seeing the screams here as strong voice, strong, because you've got Mercury, which is what's attracting my attention here. The screams as communication. It could be also marketing, word of mouth. And so from the very thing that is causing this foundation to fall, from which it will rise. Think meeting that person in the previous example of the exercise. You met this person in the very clinic where you were waiting outside in the waiting area to meet your doctor to complain about that health issue that's causing you to exercise in the first place. That's where you meet this person and you make friends with them. If it's your work, then it's in the very, for example, magazine that's on the coffee table that you open and read that advert about the dream job that you wanted. You call them up and they say, yeah, why not? Come for an interview. Send us your email. They respond back and they want to interview you. It's something, the funny thing about fate, within that very hollow existence that you sitting in the void going, from where is this going to happen? Within that place, communication happens between you and someone that helps you rise from this. A shift into another world assisted only by the first world, ironically enough. Or maybe that's cool. Causing an expansion to happen, where you don't have to deal with this situation anymore. You're moving on to another, either through experts or through another job or through some sort of shift. One day you used to think about how to fix this tower situation. Another day you're expanding into another world. It's not really the issue any longer. And with the foundations being strong, it means that your fortune will grow. That foundation will always be there for you to sprout opportunities and fortune into your life. The foundation will always be strong and alive. And so remember, this is more energy than anything, because you have focused really on what is important. You've really worked hard towards this. You've worked on what's important. You've had your eyes open, receiving messages from the universe on where you need to be, where you need to go, what you need to do. You've been listening well, and you've been healing well. And so you will have the power to move into another scope, a bigger scope, move to another place, shift your everyday life, and not have to worry about something that you were constantly stressing about. So that's the first part of your reading, of your very specific message that is meant to reach you, my dear pile number 1. Let's now take a look at the second. So now I understand why you've got the Fool card as your significator card. Talks about a new beginning here. Let's see what the Fool card is talking about in the second part of your reading. Wow! So you've got Saturn in Capricorn, with riches. Okay. You have Venus in Leo with affection. Okay, so cool. You've got kindness. The dragons are everywhere. I mean, that's another deck. So you've got kindness, and look at that. You've got 2 new beginnings. One with you feeling your power, having the power to shift somewhere else, to go exactly where you want to go. And you have another new beginning with the rabbit. And that's definitely here talking about riches and fortune. So I think you're gonna love this one. You have sunrise. New creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Love this for you. So 2 new beginnings here. And you've got success. Wow, I love this for you. They could be related for some of you if this opportunity for you, or this journey for you, seems to be talking about your work, right? So some form of success that will lead to a lot of riches, a kind type of wealth, kindness. The sun is rising in your life. And also that creativity is very repetitive in your reading. Playfulness, creative ideas, that energy of having so much fun. And there's energy with the peacock here of really standing out, of having people look at you in awe. I mean, how do we feel when we stand in front of a peacock and marvel at the way it moves its feathers and how it starts displaying them, and the beautiful colors? I mean, getting just one feather that falls from it, it means so much, would be so lucky. And we can even like put it somewhere in the house and it would instantly make this place look beautiful. So I'm getting this idea that you're really standing out. People are looking at you in awe. You're either being or creating. I'm seeing more creating now. You're creating something fantastic to look at, that others will really marvel looking at. And that is bringing you a lot of success and riches. So I believe both of your messages today are talking about things to expect in your life. All right. Let's take a look at your tarot cards and get more information about this new beginning that you're meant to hear about. So you've got the 10 of Cups. Wow. This feels very ethereal, specifically this 10 of Cups with the 3 unicorns. Seeing the peacock, the unicorns, the dragons, I'm really feeling like you're going to be experiencing some form of success that not everyone gets to feel or live. And so you're very lucky in that aspect. That's a new beginning here happening for you. A unique world. You're going to live a unique type of experience. A world that others would only marvel at. You're obviously creating some form of success that everyone will look at. Wow, I'm really wondering what you're going to be doing. But this is like Marvel material. You've got the Hanged Man with suspension. You have the Ace of Swords. I feel with the Ace of Swords, you really know what you're doing. So much so that you've been hanging in there for so long, not choosing any other path until this specific vision comes to life. And I did see you have a vision right there, Keeper of Visions. And you went against the grail. Exactly. You went against the grail. You were patient. You were trying to heal that which caused this huge pause. In fact, let's see if all of the cards I guessed for you do come up. The Seven of Swords, no, they didn't. But it's funny how I've thought about the Tower card and the Hanged Man in your... wow, and you've got the Sun card. The positive cards are coming beautiful for you. And you've got the Chariot with the fairy wind. Okay, these are all so cool to see what this is talking about. Right. So in any case, you can see that you've had a clear vision. And because you've had a clear vision, you didn't want anything less than that. You felt that this is what you deserved or this is what you wanted. It's almost that energy of that or nothing, or just that. That's what I want. That's what you set out to do. And here with the Hanged Man, I'm feeling like that required a type of illumination, type of skills to learn, type of experience. And so there was a long pause in your journey, this long journey here. And if you're wondering why this pause, why these issues, these are the very things that you will thank the universe specifically for later. Because they created this pressure, this pause for you to understand many things that you otherwise may not have understood if you didn't go through these specific challenges. To pick up the very things that you've healed and you're doing today that is bringing you that type of power, that is attracting that type of fortune towards you. And so whether what you've learned is just pure experience in that journey or how to deal with that type of energy, or perhaps both. Why am I guessing just one? Or maybe must be both. You've learned both. That is why there was a Tower and there was a long pause in your journey. To specifically with this Tower card, clear out some maybe ideas. Things like with the ignorance and the arrogance, ideas that you didn't know you should have. And also naivety, some naive aspect that you were overconfidently about. You had overconfidence in some things that you didn't even know you had to do. Some major changes that you had to make in this life to be able to endure that type of expansion in the first place. And I believe you are now ready. You are equipped with that type of understanding, maybe even intuitive understanding, in how to receive that type of life. And you are now, just as you felt things were breaking down and there's a long pause with this hollow of you thinking, how is this going to happen? There is a smart way in which the universe will help you escape with the Seven of Swords. Escape that energy. Through that escape, where you are is temporary because of the carnival truck, where you are is only temporary. It's not the destination, although it's the end of the first circle, that first part of your life, part of your journey. And soon you will be looking at the light. The sun is rising 100% here, as you can see in your reading. The sunrise. The sun is rising in your life. And you will start to clearly see things moving. And I say moving because you've got the Chariot card. Although with the fairy wind, you will wonder, wind is invisible, the fairies. You will wonder, how are things changing in this magical way? I would have never guessed or expected that things will take on that turn, will change in that way. I would have never thought. You would probably say things like, I tried this, I tried that, I tried this and that, and they didn't work. And so I'm really wondering how now it's moving in this totally unexpected way. And I say unexpected way because I keep remembering your Wheel of Fortune. You think you're going one way and a huge steep is happening. And you're like, am I going backwards? That's probably the Tower card. Only to find that you're expanding and growing bigger. And so your specific message is the power that you have worked on is exactly what the universe was trying to teach you for the next expansion. That was the most important thing that you needed to be educated about, so to speak, if we can say that. You need to be informed about, realize, awoken to. And there were other, like, maybe arrogance that you needed to let go of, or maybe it's the other way around with the peacock, the type of confidence that you needed to pick up without the arrogance, that type of confidence to understand what you can display, what you can do, who you can truly be as a person. And now the wind's taking you to, see, they're moving to another direction. Now the wind of change is taking you to another direction. The hard work that you've done is allowing you to celebrate the graduation of that level and is helping you expand onto something new. There is an opportunity falling onto your lap, maybe due to marketing, communication, word of mouth, magazine, internet, but there is an opportunity that is reaching you that will allow the sun to rise in your life. You're no longer going to go through that pressure, and you don't have to even worry about the issues of the older world, which will be the older world very, very soon for you. And my dear pile number 1, this is exactly what I see in your reading. I see that the two specific messages are very much tied together. One's talking about your power and your change. The other's talking about what you can present to the world and the abundance and the riches and the sort of success that are happening in the horizon for you. There is a new beginning falling onto your lap. This was your reading, my dear pile number 1. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 1, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at 2 specific messages that are meant to reach you. And I will be dividing it from the get-go into 2 so that our 2 messages are ready for this pile. And very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Amethyst. Oh, this one. And of course, if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Aries, Sagittarius, Taurus, and Capricorn. Welcome to your reading, guys. If these are not your zodiac signs, as I always remind you, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. Okay, so Let me pull out the rest of your cards. One tea leaf here. And, ooh, you got a green one. And this one moved, so let's take it. And another one here. All right. So let's take a look at the first message. You have Jupiter in Scorpio with manipulation. You have the Sun in Taurus with prosperity. Wow. Okay. You have guidance. And look at how there's a lot of amethyst here, just like your crystal. Also, the abundance here, the flowers are in purple. So I think this is tying up together really nicely. You have axe, forces working against you. Okay, and look at the axe. And you can see the trees here are cut straight. I think they're related somehow. We'll find out in your reading. Let's keep them together. And let's take a look at your tarot cards. So, what is your first specific message, my dear pile number 2, that is meant to reach you? So, first off, you've got the 10 of Swords. And look at that. Oh, and look at that person escaping. How interesting. You have the 5 of Swords with the Queen of Hearts and Alice. And she always says, as you know, off with their heads. I feel like you were going to face something scary, but you're gonna escape that energy. Isn't that interesting? You've got the 2 of Pentacles. Of the Mad Hatter who never sees the time. It's always 6 o'clock. And so I feel here, I channeled this idea and I lost it. I was gonna say, oh, time is irrelevant in this situation, okay? And you've got Temperance, choice. Because here Alice has learned that she can make herself smaller or bigger whenever she wants to help her in whatever situation she's in. So it's like it doesn't matter what the situation is anymore, because she can always make herself bigger or smaller to accommodate. So what am I seeing here? Oh, I am seeing that you're getting a specific message about something that used to hurt you previously. Something that you felt was always working against you. I feel like this is a message talking about how you've gained your balance. You were trying to learn something tricky. You had to focus well because you were dealing with some form of manipulative energy. It was a weird type of energy. Just like Alice, where she went into this new world and everything started to be weird. All the proportions were different. The common sense and the logic of all the beings around her and the people around her were very twisted and weird. And so I feel like, similarly, maybe you've recently just started something, or maybe you recently went somewhere, or maybe you're just recently you have been dealing with things that were going in a weird way. Maybe some weird things started to happen in your life, like you don't understand why this is happening, why that's happening. Everything started becoming weird, almost to a degree where you just don't understand it anymore. And it was really tough. I mean, you can see with the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords. The Ten of Swords is like the epitome of mental pain in the Swords deck. And also the Five of Swords is kind of similar in the idea of it being, sometimes it's tied to bullying. So maybe you're actually dealing with someone or some people, or in general, what I'm feeling here is how you feel with manipulation, that your world was changing in a weird way. And it was like kind of hurting you with one action over the other. Forces working against you. I feel like you felt like life was really going against you so hard in so many ways. And it was almost like life was a bullying force meant to hurt you. And you didn't know what energy to deal with first, or where to, or should you balance yourself here or balance yourself there. It was almost like you were born into a new world that you had to relearn everything and find and regain your balance, all from the very beginning. And while your guidance was strictly intuitive, you knew that you were always getting guidance. Amidst the dark, you would get some information here, or an advice there, or some feedback. And I just noticed something here. As you were going through this darkness, you were picking up a jewel here and a jewel there for your future prosperity that is happening now. I'll get to it in a moment. With every difficulty that you've gone through recently, of things being cut off on you, and this being so hard on you. Do you see how this pig is really like, has their eyes open? They're shocked. I feel like you were really wondering, where did all of these swords, so to speak, and axes came from? Like, why was life so manipulative? Why was it so harsh? And also, why were people so dishonest? Because you know the cards here, you know about this in Alice. They've planted the flowers and they came out white. This is what they thought the Queen of Hearts wanted. And when they realized that she actually wanted red, they started quickly coloring it in red. So I'm getting this idea of lack of ethics, maybe, dishonesty, cheating. Maybe with the Queen of Swords, you were so honest. It could be that you were scaring the people around you, and that's not your fault. You know, I mean, you're don't blame yourself for that. Maybe you were very harsh, or like I was saying, the world was very harsh to you. But equally, I'm seeing that you stood there very strong with the Queen of Swords. Took action right away. Always took action. But you were very lost. And here is what I'm seeing as your specific message. I'll talk to you about your future, like what's happening here right now in just a moment. But I want to finish the message that I'm seeing here for you. That every single thing, hardship, every single difficulty that tore your heart or was very challenging and painful to go through, gave you a little jewel. We'll call it amethyst in your reading. Gave you a little amethyst. And collectively, these amethyst crystals are actually what's going to lead you to the prosperity that you will be seeing in your life these days. Sun and Taurus. Sun and Taurus. This is like, yes, exactly, prosperity that you will be seeing these days. Before your prosperity, you were meant to learn something specific about these challenges, pertaining to these challenges. I don't feel like your challenges were teaching you to be strong. because seeing the Queen of Hearts, I think you were already very strong. It was teaching you how to be flexible, rather, with the mushroom here on both sides. Sometimes you want to, Alice wants to be smaller to fit into a specific door, and sometimes Alice needs to go back up and being bigger to reach the table and the key. And there goes the caterpillar that represents that spiritual guidance that you have been getting. And spoken in smoke, I would say you were able to see your signs from the universe. You really put the picture together. Do you see how the strings are here on the nails? You were really able to connect your messages well together as one of your specific messages that you're meant to hear. And although this was no easy task, because what you have gone through was really brutal, it wasn't for the faint of heart at all, and it genuinely was a hard thing to go through. But this is exactly, you've reached your balance here. Do you see the Two of Pentacles, Temperance? You were learning some form of balance, and with the Temperance here, you're holding it. You've learned that balance. You've learned, Queen of Swords is very cut-through energy, like clear, straightforward. There is a method to everything, and this is how it's done. I feel here it's more of a skill. You got to have that sense of how to throw the ball, how to catch it back, how to balance yourself. There's more sense to it. And so the difference between what you've been learning and what you've been doing is maybe you were so like 1 + 1 = 2. You were more left-brained, so to speak, and you were learning something more towards the right brain. It had to do with your way of thought, because that's the Ten of Swords. It's the way you thought about something. It has to do with your creative mind. Being able to be quick on your feet, for example, that's right brain. Being able to find a creative solution. It's not about not doing the straightforward right thing, but sometimes it's about how something is done rather than what needs to get done. And it seems to me like you knew what needed to get done very well, but you wanted to learn how it can get done. And that requires a lot of training, especially with a type of challenging and manipulative energy like that. And it was clear cut, just as you're clear cut with your solutions. The energy was super clear cut on the consequences. And yet, the energy that you needed to learn was the creative energy. How to do it and not what to do. And I think your specific message here is definitely talking just as because even though, I'll tell you what it is, I didn't forget. Because even though there is equal force here of the consequences being cut, force being like super strict, you were super strict. Beyond that, what you haven't been seeing is that manipulative energy. It was tricky to deal with. Even with you being clear-cut like that, you were able to recognize one type of force, which is the consequences and how tough they were. But you weren't picking up on how free-flowing it was, how it maneuvered. Maybe it made someone straightforward like you very, is it right to say pissed off? I don't know. It made you very angry. I think there's frustration here because the energy is nearly unseen. Because with manipulation, it's like, oh, you understood that, but I didn't say that kind of energy. You can't always hold it and pin it down. So whatever you were dealing with, although the consequences were clear-cut and very harsh, you couldn't pin it down somehow, depending on what you were going through. And you had to learn how to hit back with force. Not the what, but the how to do that. So the power was already there. The power, the discipline, that strong energy. Also, by the way, this is the Queen of Cups. I mean, she's privileged in this situation. So there was a privilege that you had that wasn't really serving you without you understanding how to manipulate it. And that's what you were trying to learn right there. And every time there was difficulty, you paid great attention. Do you see how the eyes are opened here? You paid great attention. And perhaps that's where you were getting the guidance from, as well as with the smokes here, with the caterpillar. You have been receiving guidance. Perhaps you're through your tarot cards or through the messages you've been seeing, or the universe and your guides definitely knew how to deliver your message to you in whichever way you prefer. And so through this and that, you were slowly able to understand, oh, maybe I shouldn't do it to that extreme. Maybe I should tone it down here. Maybe I should pump it up there. Maybe it's the timing, when to pump something up, when to lower it down. I don't know, you were like getting that unmeasurable energy, and like learning that unmeasurable energy kind of thing. Like you were, that's what we call intuition, what we call sense, like getting the sense of something. Like, you know, an artist, like an architect, for example, left brain, needs to measure it exactly, needs to know what two specific dots are connecting, and that's how they do it. An artist would pick up a pen and with a couple of strokes, I don't know how artists do it really, you're able to look at something magnificent. I mean, even on Instagram Reels, where you just watch someone go like this, like this, and then starts forming together, and you go, whoa, how brilliant. So that's what they were doing. And it's all free-flowing. It's all done through a sense. And so, not to go on with that example, I'm trying to say that you knew the how, but you knew the what, but you were learning the how. And I'm getting a message here of you connecting the dots and the how. Every difficulty that you've gone through lately was an amethyst to your collection that's going to create the energy, just like amethyst, that's going to create the energy to draw prosperity towards you. The more you tune in to the how, and the more you understand that sense that the universe is trying to teach you, the more the energy of your amethysts increase, the more you're drawing prosperity that would equally shock you. Just as these shocked you, the type of prosperity that you're drawing into your life will equally shock you. And there's the yin and the yang in your reading right there. The yin and the yang. The yin and the yang. You're trying to work with two different energies together. Your force, your power, your mental capabilities, but that creative energy. It really has to do with your mind. Because the lack of the right brain being strong in that specific area of your life was bringing a lot of pain. There was lack of balance. And you're slowly learning, when that happens, I will do this. And now it's almost starting to come together. You're starting to get that sense. You're starting to just know how to do it, when to do it, almost intuitively. You're starting to grasp the idea and the balance that you were trying to reach. And thus, your specific message is keep on going, keep on doing that work, because that very mastering energy that you are realizing and learning and grasping these days is not just going to end that pain, but it is going to bring so much prosperity into your life, you're almost not going to believe it. And so your reading is saying, want prosperity? Continue to focus right there. You want prosperity? Whatever prosperity means to you, whatever these amethysts are attracting to you, continue to look right there. You got it. Work with that energy. It will work automatically for you. And so with the 8th house, the house of transformation, you are transforming at a great rate these days, and it's equally bringing in that transformative energy into your life. I'm pretty sure this is exactly what this is talking about. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Your world's expansion, you're expanding, your mind is expanding, your prosperity is expanding. It's exactly where it needs to be. The 8th house is the house of Scorpio. Jupiter is in Scorpio in the 8th house. Bam, bam, bam. Things are aligning. This is the time where you're connecting the dots, you're getting it, and it's starting to transform and work for you. So, my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see here. In fact, I'm going to keep your amethyst right there. And now, let's explore what your second specific message is. So, you have Sun in Aries with assertion. You have Sun in Gemini with communication. You're getting a lot of sun in your reading. That's like being illuminated, that's finding your power back, that is healing. You have individuality. Wow. How interesting. Okay. And it's interesting also that you got the parrots here because it has to do with communication, obviously. You have nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. And you've got marriage. Oh, how interesting. I think some of you are getting married or finding the right person, that unique person amongst the crowd. That communication. If, of course, this is important to you. If this is not what you're manifesting, then this is not your specific message. And I always like to repeat that because I always like to honor everyone listening. Not everyone's interested in the same thing. Okay, so let's pull out your tarot cards and see the rest of your second specific message. You've got the Queen of Wands. Wow. The 7 of Cups. Wow. I love this for you. Okay. The 6 of Cups. The Knight of Swords. Can I pull out one more card? I can. If I feel it, I'll put it here. The 2 of Swords. Okay, I'm glad, because the 2 of Cups here and the 2 of Swords, I'm glad I pulled out the 2 of Swords. It's definitely going to give us perspective. Oh, you've been blocked from, look, you've been blocked from a type of energy that you will receive. So this could be a loved one, like a specific loved one in your life. Maybe some of you have been blocked from a specific loved one, or finding the right person, or blocked from a specific wish, like you're wondering, why is this wish not happening for me? Blocked from something with the 7 of Cups that used to be way high up in your dreams. This is something with the Seven of Cups that you kept on imagining and imagining, fantasizing about, that you would be in this place one day, or you would be with this person one day. This is a wild, wild dream. And you were, in fact, if you're like wondering why wasn't this happening, you were in fact previously blocked from this energy, energetically. What does it say? Mad what? Mad Hatter and March Hare. So yeah, it's like you were blocked from that direction. Look at the rings here and the rings here. So remember when I told you about how things are aligning in your life and you're attracting the energy of prosperity, where you're strongly drawing into all of the things that you want? This second message is talking about a specific wish that you've really wanted. This wish with assertion needed a type of confidence or a type of power that you needed to grow. I'm guessing, is it what you were learning here? Perhaps. Or is it a byproduct that you've gained as you were going through this? Maybe. But it needed a type of confidence or a type of power. This wish certainly needed a type of power, and it is what it is. Like, for example, there are some things in life that we want, and it requires a specific power or privilege. Like, I would love to take my children and send them to the best university in the world. That requires either the privilege of money, right? Or it requires the privilege of getting the right information. If you were going to take the scholarship, and a little bit of luck and a little bit of this and this and that. All I'm trying to say is that everything requires, some things, not everything, some things require a specific privilege. We all know that. I don't know what your wish entails, what your wish is, but I'm going to trust the process and read your cards exactly as I'm seeing it. And so with the first house, it seems like the universe was preparing you for that wish because you were gaining that privilege. That privilege is growing for you here. You're maybe training for it, or you were growing it. Maybe you had the seed and now it's growing, something like that. But falling with the first house, this is definitely something that you could acquire. Maybe, the first house has to do with the approach in life. It has to do with your self-image. It has to do with your individuality, with your ego. So maybe you had to grow something within yourself, like you had to work hard to be wealthy, or you had to work hard to look your best, or you had to heal your shadow to exude that charm, or work out to look your best. What else? Gain the right knowledge and study and get the experience to get the job that you want. So on and so forth. You had to learn first. You had to grasp that privilege first. And it is a privilege, meaning that maybe not everyone gets to have that specific privilege. It seems to me that you will stand out amongst the crowd because you've got the Queen of Wands that stands out. She's popular, she's attractive, she's charismatic, she's it. She's the it factor. So I'm seeing you getting a privilege and standing out amongst the crowd. This privilege will draw a specific type of communication to you, like with that privilege shining bright, you get to have someone say, hey, I would love to partner with you. I would love you to work with us. I would like to invest in you. I would love to go out with you, depending on what privilege this is. And so while it was blocked from you previously, it was a choice. With the Two of Swords, it was a choice that you had to see intuitively. Should you follow your guidance, which is something very strong in your reading here anyways, should you follow your guidance, it would lead you to that privilege, which makes me think at this point, with all of the tying here, that these two messages are tied together. I really think so. And so as you're learning the how here, it gave you the privilege to another totally different thing in your life. It's making you stand out. And so your specific message here is that you will see the opposite energy here. You will see a connection happening these days. The Six of Cups is like someone who is from your soul family. Someone who will feel instantly very familiar to you. Maybe looks a bit different on the outside, but in essence is like you. And you will be communicating with them these days to partner together and form, with the Six of Cups and the nest, a family. A family could be like a company together with a great team. It could be a family. It could be the partner that you'll be meeting and forming a team. Or maybe you're partnering with someone who wants to have you as a leader to grow something for a cause. I don't know, but it's definitely relating to a wild dream that you had. And maybe this is a host asking you to be a co-host since they are parrots is talking, right? Something like that. In any case, this is someone who would have been super intimidating to you before, because I know, is that the unicorn? Yes. Because in the story of Alice in Wonderland, the unicorn approached Alice at some point and was like a bit pushy. Only when Alice pushed back with confidence did the unicorn realize that she's equally strong and started respecting her instead of taking her initially for granted and speaking to her with sarcasm. So this is where I'm getting the idea of how this person would have been, whoever is approaching you these days, to be prepared for that, because this is a big thing that's going to happen in your life. This person would have been super intimidating for you before, and now you're on equal levels. Maybe they were intimidating because you wanted to gain that type of experience and knowledge, and so you're able to discuss things easily together. If this is not regarding experience, maybe I don't know. Maybe this is a investor who has so much experience, and you gaining that type of experience makes your talents shine. Something like that. This is a person who would have been intimidating previously and recognizes you as an equal power now. And there's a great partnership that will happen between the two of you. One that will grow, maybe even forever. This is going to be beyond your wildest dreams, because this person is now approaching you as you in your Queen of Wands energy. You were always strong. I see the Queen of Swords here. Perhaps that energy that you're gaining is showing both your strength and your charm now. Or really whatever it is that you were learning. That other energy is showing both factors. Maybe you were intelligent, super intelligent, but you were gaining the sense to do something, as we've explained here. It could really be anything, but you've worked on another area. I'm thinking right brain area. and you've connected the dots together. And it is fated right now that you will be speaking and meeting this person. So how are you going to be meeting this person? The Lover's card. The Ace of Wands. This Ace of Wands reminds me of what I told pile number 1. If you want to check pile number 1, I highly recommend it because they had something similar to that energy. The similar energy is, don't forget that your vision, energy, helps you manifest things. So not only are there like earthly reasons, if we can call them that, materialistic reasons, whatever it is, there's also the energy. I was asking, how are you going to meet this person? It's first and foremost, don't forget, due to that energy, due to your vision, due to you being able to see really what matters. So you're attracting this person to you. How are you going to meet this person? Is the question. I think this is giving you a vision into your future, that exact situation where you will be meeting this person. I see you making a decision here with the Lover's card. The Queen of Hearts here, going off with their heads, the infamous off with their heads. And I see Alice, on the other hand, seeking a more calmer, lenient approach. Asking for mercy, like advocating for mercy, right? Or maybe it's the other way around. You will be meeting this person as they are taking a decision. One of you is taking a decision. And the other person is rationalizing that decision with the other. Telling them that respect your power. You see the hands here, respect your power. I respect your decision, but wouldn't it be better if we did it this way, if we did that, if we did this, if we did that? So I'm getting this idea here because the reason I shifted, where I first thought this would be you, and then I paused here and thought, no, if we look at the cards, actually, initially I would think it's you because of the Queen of Hearts, but then I thought, remembering the story of how you're meeting this person and remembering that initially this person would be intimidating, and it was Alice who showed that person their power. I'm starting to see you in the Alice place of maybe you would have been afraid to speak, to speak the throat chakra, the communication, to voice what you wanted to say previously. Now, with that type of experience, maybe that type of information or whatever that privilege is, you are calmly discussing things with this person, going, maybe that's not the right thing to do. And maybe you should do it in a calmer way. Maybe this, maybe that, because that is the energy I instantly sensed with the unicorn and Alice when I first told you about it. So I really feel this didn't come by accident. This was really here to show us that you will be meeting this person soon, as they're making a decision, they're doing something, and you confidently and calmly tell them to respect them. Of course, yes, I respect that you want to do that, but maybe the way you're doing it may not be the best way that you can go about this, and you can do this and you can do that. So a new beginning of power, of you seeing yourself holding that privilege and what that privilege can do for you. And with that, the Ace of Wands talks about a passionate new beginning. An instant spark happens here. That spark of, wouldn't this be the ideal partner that I need for my business? Or, isn't this the person I've always been looking for? Or, wouldn't this be the best professor I've been looking for my university? Whatever this means to you, and that privilege that you've just received, you will see it in live action. Where previously you could have felt intimidated, now you see what that privilege does for you. That's exactly the type of energy I'm grasping from your reading. And from that situation, you stand out amongst the crowd from anyone they've ever seen. And you can see it here also, of course, with the Queen of Wands. You stand out completely with the way you face that person, the communication, the facing, and that type of assertion, confidence that you have, and of course, the privilege that you have. And my dear pile number 2, this is exactly what I see in your reading. Your biggest message is continue on your guidance. So many sophisticated things are going to change in your life. Many things that you didn't imagine, I would say, are really changing in your life. So keep at it. This was your reading. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And my dear pile number 2, I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at 2 specific messages that are meant to reach you. I'll be dividing them into 2 right from the get-go. I really feel this one, so I'm going to place it here. But first, very quickly, let me introduce your pile to you. Your crystal is the beautiful Carnelian. And of course, if you've picked your pile using your zodiac signs, then in that case, the signs for this pile are Virgo, Aquarius, Cancer, and Libra. Welcome to your reading. If these are not your zodiac signs, as I always remind you guys, please don't worry about it. It's just another way for others to pick their piles as well. All right, so let's keep them here. And let's pull out your tea leaf. There we go. One for this pile. And then another one for this pile. I also see a green one popping out, so let's take that for you guys as well. Okay, so let's keep them right there and take a look at your first specific message. So you've got planning. Oh, can you see it? There we go. Planning. You have warmth. I suddenly channeled a message of what was unfamiliar is gonna feel so cozy to you. And I channeled this idea because when I looked at planning and the clock, I feel like someone's preparing for something, sticking to the plan, making sure they do things on time, while warmth here made me feel like they're enjoying it. So sort of touched on the idea that something that was very unfamiliar to you, that you were seeking, perhaps, that you were seeking, will soon feel very cozy, like you always had it in your life. You have bridge, exactly, successfully overcoming a problem. You going from one side to another. I really feel that. I feel like you're going to cross to the other side where you live in that world where you have it. You have acquisition, where you have it, exactly. The sun in Taurus with acquisition. Yeah, I feel like you're getting to the other side. You are getting it. You're probably trying to achieve something, working hard towards something. And very soon you're going to get it like it's second nature, like you were always supposed to have it. You have moon in Pisces with spirituality. What would your moon in Pisces spirituality be saying in that case? I'm so curious. Let's have the guidebook assist us. Number 24, let's open at the moon. In Pisces, that will be the last one. The waxing crescent. So, interpretation, connection with the divine, magic, religious and spiritual beliefs, inner wisdom. Yeah, I feel like something magical is going to happen here. Your connection with the divine. Yeah, I really feel that. Let's take a look at the botanical symbolism. So that's a willow trees. That's a willow tree. Willow trees exist throughout all continents. They are often planted in cemeteries and grow where the land meets water, and thus can represent transitional spaces. Yes, you are going through a transition. That's so clear. I think I got the message, but I'll continue to read the last line in case you're curious. Willow bark has documented medicinal use as an anti-inflammatory for over 2,000 years and is still used in its synthesized form of aspirin. Did you know that? I didn't know that. It's also, by the way, willows appear in the myths and iconography of lunar and underworld deities, including Artemis, Hecate, and Selene, Diana and Luna, Kuan Yin, and Osiris. So it also represents the underworld here as well. And I feel like with the aspirin, you're not going to be feeling the pain of something anymore. Also, aspirin lets the blood flow, so there's more flow happening in your life. And yeah, you are going through a great transition and a great shift that is going to feel magical. It's like you will feel like it's magical, as in a higher source or higher power is doing this for you. How you receive this wish is going to be nothing short of magic. And it's like you're working towards it in one way, but really the way it's going to happen is very different, very magical. And you will feel like, although it's new energy, it's going to feel so familiar, like you've always had it. Perhaps this is due to you having it. We see Pisces here. Moon in Pisces, by the way, is also past lives, right? So it's almost like you've had it in another past life. Getting to experience something you've experienced before in a past life, and that's why it's going to feel so familiar. And you are currently on that transitional energy, right? You're climbing towards it. Oh, I'm so curious for you. How is this happening? Or what is the rest of your message? Let's follow through with what we get. So you have the Knight of Cups. The Seven of Swords. I don't know why, but this card always reminds me of the Akashic Records, like someone's getting information, maybe either they're not meant to get or they get access to it somehow. So it almost feels like stealing, at least to the people in the world. It's like, that's not fair. How did they get that? Getting access to specific types of powers. Pisces energy, that's strong when it comes to the moon. Moon and Pisces, that is exactly what we read, magic. So I feel you're manifesting something so easily like that it's gonna feel maybe unfair to others. And the reading is not focused on others. I'm just trying to make the comparison so that you understand what I'm trying to get to, how magical it is. It's not something that you usually get by working hard only. Or maybe people work hard and they have to take years to get to it. I feel like you're getting to it so easily. It's almost like you've went into a magical realm, stole that reality for yourself and came back. That's what it will almost feel like. Or maybe crazy thought, very crazy thought, but maybe your past self planted it for you somehow. Maybe you were so into magic, that's why it's so familiar. Planted it for you somehow so that you would receive it in this life. I don't know, there's something crazy here, but believe me, I really feel something magical in your reading. You have the Lover's card. Okay, you have the Knight of Wands, 2 knights. Wow. Yes, you must have done something. It's either you in your past life or you in this life. And I gotta trust what I'm seeing. Although it might feel crazy to me, I'm just gonna trust the process. I'm gonna give you the different energies and see how it resonates. I'm getting a crazy thought. Either a past life or maybe you now. You've done something and you know what you're doing. You're bypassing some energy here. It's like nobody's meant to cross and you're crossing. And not nobody's meant to cross. It's like a threshold that you're bypassing. Maybe you're becoming more spiritual with the moon in Pisces. Maybe you're learning some form of magic or manifestation, and you're bypassing a certain limitation. Actually, if I were to think of this in an applicable form, and again, this is my limitations. If you know what you're doing, please don't bother with this next part. But this reminds me of how when people really cut out their negative beliefs and they focus on the energy of gratitude, how thousands and thousands have proven to heal their bodies. It actually happens. They do heal their bodies. They do feel better. And it's miraculous to a lot of doctors. So that's an example of bypassing a specific limitation that we understand, at least through energy, right? So I don't know what type of ritual you're doing or idea or what you're following, but you're doing something powerful here. Believe me, you're doing, because you're flying, you're above it. You bypass something. You're no longer swimming. You're just like the shark. You've transcended something and you're shifting something powerfully in your life. Wow. You have the 6 of Cups, and so you shall receive from a higher power. That's what's going on here. You're receiving from a higher power as you bypass a specific limitation. Could be energy passing on to you, and it could still be my initial idea of how your older self from another life acquisition is giving something. You're acquiring something from a past life. Or maybe you have someone on the other side that wants to help you. You're connecting to them and they're passing on something to you. One thing or the other. It is the moon in Pisces. Okay. And you have Ace of Pentacles and you receive it. So why are you getting that message? Maybe you're meant to know that you're receiving it from them. And who are you getting this message from? I think now we did hear higher power, right? Okay, from a higher power. That we definitely saw first. So you're getting it from a higher power, and you're being, the communication that you're getting is to continue to do with the spiral. You're holding a magic wand here. You're holding the cups, to continue to choose to do, because that's a choice. You being able to receive that is still a choice that you have to continue making. And that is the wand that you're holding, that spiritual practice that you're doing. So, for example, my guess here was how gratitude and carefully diverting attention from negative thoughts to more powerful ones like gratitude and love, how it genuinely does miracles. That is for sure. That's an example. Maybe you're actually doing some magic. Maybe you're praying. Really, whatever spiritual practice you're doing, it's working. That's your biggest message. And in fact, it's so working that you're being guided to continue to do that, because it's making you acquire and receive something that your heart so desires. And I want to look at what that is with the 3 cards that we have here. What is it that you will soon acquire, should you choose to continue to level up, to float above your emotions, maybe your thoughts, or whatever ritual that you're doing? That power that you're pursuing, that spiritual power that you are pursuing, and how it's easily making you shift so easily to the other side. So, what is it that you will be receiving is the question. 5 of Cups. Something that you lost, something that you felt you weren't going to have, weren't going to have, something that disappointed you previously. I feel like spilt milk, something you've lost, something you cried over. Yeah, something you cried over. Maybe you were disappointed that you weren't going to have. Maybe. Queen of Swords. You're changing fate with your mind. But what is it that you're going to have? What is it that you're going to have? A sharp mind is one of them. High Priestess, oh my God. Well, you're definitely going to have the power to manifest what you want. You're definitely going to have spiritual powers, whatever it is that you're seeking. Wow, this pile, oh my God. You're definitely going to have your intuition push at something, extract from something, get fortune. That's for sure. Is it using the power of your mind to get the things that you thought you have lost? Oh my God, I really think so. There are specific things that you really want to adjust, want to get back. There are things that disappointed you in life. There are things that you weren't maybe lucky to have in life, or that you've lost, disappointed you in life. It's definitely in that direction, because we've got the 5 of Pentacles. Things that you wished you would have had, but felt like life wasn't going to give it to you. Things that you've lost, things that disappointed you in life. And by the way, notice that you are very blessed, that you've got so many awesome things in your life. This wasn't here by coincidence. I'm really seeing the message of, oh, remember to always be grateful for the awesome things that you have. You will obtain the power to pursue them. So let's say you were disappointed, you weren't able to have them or keep them before, whatever these things are. You will have, it seems like it's not impossible to have, because here with planning, thinking about it, you were trying to work towards it, and it seems like you really want these things. Look at your intuition, like you want it so much that like things like, for example, when you're sleeping, you visit your soul, or your intuition, your energy visits. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is why I pause, to be honest. It's just things I'm envisioning as I'm speaking. Like you are able to reach other realities, get in touch with something. Maybe your transformation, or your help from your past self, or your spiritual transformation, your belief, your faith, whatever your practice is making you reach destinations magically and spiritually that you haven't reached for before. Like this is a huge extension of power. And so that power from your practice, as well as your discipline to go get it, together, the yin and the yang, together will be helping you receive. And what is it? Exactly the very things that you were disappointed in life previously. Like you've always wished you can have that, or you felt like you didn't have this or that in your life, or you've lost some things that were very important to you. All of these disappointments, I feel like you will extract back. And I feel like your message here is saying, with that type of power, nothing is out of reach, really. Nothing is out of reach. A message that you're getting specifically is nothing is out of reach for you. You just have to learn how to bypass every time, and you've already done that. And so since you've broken that limitation, your message is there's more limitations. Now that you've learned that you can break limitations and what it feels like and what you can get access to, there's more of that up there. The more you push or stretch out your spiritual practice, the more you get in tune with that, harmonize with that, get into the flow of that, the more you learn that there are more thresholds to bypass, to go through. And these can give you even more than what you feel you have lost and wanted. Believe it or not, this is your pile. And that's your specific message, by the way, that is meant to reach you today. With the water, get more in tune with your spiritual powers. Maybe you were in a past life a magician, or someone who's already trained to do something like that, and you're getting access to this power. It's like your soul knows the way, and your soul is really stretching out. You've got the experience here, maybe you aren't fully aware of, and your soul is stretching out to get this information back, to extract it back to your conscious mind. Or it knows the way, it knows the knowledge, it's going there. It's making it happen for you. And so your past self in that way is giving these things to you, and you will be receiving at least one, with the Ace of Pentacles, at least one of these big things that you wanted, that you've lost or you were disappointed at these days. Successfully overcoming a problem. Wow, what a reading. What a magical message. And so this is the first specific message that I see for you. my dear pile number 3, that's meant to reach you. Let's now take a look at your second. So, you have serenity. Yeah, let's keep it here. Why not? You have serenity. You have the sun in Libra with harmony. Okay. You finally found your balance, Libra. You finally found your balance, your serenity, or you will be, depending on where the message is taking us. You've got Mercury in Scorpio with extremism. That's why you're getting serenity and harmony. Okay, the message is very clear. Wow, you've got happiness. Isn't that cool? And you have broom, that taking out of the negative energy out. Isn't this like so clear, right? New home, new attitude. So clear. Okay. You're finding that obviously harmony and serenity these days from an extreme energy that you have been going through. That old energy is clearing out. I feel that this card is talking about, with that type of cleanse, an old brutal experience, maybe trauma that you have gone through that maybe took you out of balance or pushed you out of balance. And yeah, it was brutal. That energy surrounded your aura and perhaps affected your happiness previously. Maybe this is talking about sadness. So something that happened in your past, near past, far past, maybe super far past, maybe at birth, maybe in your past life, I don't know. But you've gone through something, that's Scorpio energy, that's brutal. Very deep, very painful, very hurtful. I feel with the paper here, it was also karmic. So yeah, it's like you were meant to go through this experience because you were clearing out balance, a specific karma. That karma, that experience, that trauma or sadness, that brutal experience affected your sadness. I feel like it energetically affected your capability to feel serenity and happiness. And with the sun in Libra, that karma is finishing up. It's wrapping up these days. You're finding your balance and that old energy is clearing out. That energy that you felt was in control of you, like had a good grasp on you, you didn't know how to clear it out. That's clearing out these days. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. A new door is opening. And this is shifting and transforming. Look, this is the 8th house. The death card is also the energy of something ending, something transforming, right? One life is closing up, wrapping up. A new one is opening up. You're done with that karma. You finished that karma. That transformation that you were meant to go through has happened, and you're cutting ties with that old karma. It's wrapping up, it's finishing. That sadness in your heart is leaving. It's really not coming back, it's finishing up. Wow. And you've got the wheel of fortune. The wheels of fate are shifting to that favor. Here shifting to your favor. Here's the awesome thing that I'm seeing. As this energy is transforming, this energy is clearing up, and the birds are chirping again, the light has entered into your life, you wake up serene, you feel the sunlight on your face, and you feel like all of a sudden everything feels good. That type of frequency that you're going to experience will for the first time also show you how your fate and fortune changes with the type of energy that you exude. And we can all be living together in the same world and experiencing the world totally differently, depending on our mood and how we see the world, with the same rules, the same place, the same circumstances. One feels so good about their future, the other feels really bad, with the same complaints. One sees it positively, one sees it negatively. And this affects their future equally. And here, also, as you change your vibration, your fate and your fortune will change. You've got the Ace of Cups. Another ace. Wow, the Ace of Swords. Many new things are happening in your life. Can you see? You've got the Three of Wands. Even the Three of Wands is a card of embarking on a new journey. And so this is an all new beginning for you. You see, beginning, whoosh, beginning. And it's a bright new day. As you're finding this balance, trust and feeling that serenity and feeling that happiness, trust that your fate is changing in every single area of your life. Heart matters. Where you live and where you are, your home, your wealth, your health, your goals, the information, the type of information that's meant to reach you, the positivity in your life, how you feel, how positive you feel, your connections with others, what you're committed to, the type of knowledge that reaches you. Everything is entirely different, and how easy you get it changes with the vibration and the balance that you are exuding. And so your specific message here is that you will start to experience many new beginnings in your life. Let's explore what these new beginnings are in your life. I feel like that's the right thing to do in your reading before we finish, right? So you have many new beginnings. I mean, other than telling us that there are new beginnings, I'm sure they're showing us actual new beginnings. So let's explore them and expand further. Six of Wands. Tower card. First beginning is that you will succeed in that which used to bring everything down for you. You're succeeding and everybody's clapping for you. You're succeeding greatly at something that you would fall or fail at miserably in the past. So that's emotional fulfillment here of you watching yourself succeed greatly at something. As you've watched yourself only fail at it constantly. So that's the first new beginning that you will see happen in your life. The second fortunate thing, new beginning that you are also seeing with that change of energy, Six of Pentacles, generosity. Oh, you got three here. We'll explore the Three of Wands in that case on its own. So Ace of Swords, you're getting Six of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Look at that. Three of Cups, this is definitely talking about people, because here I saw generosity instantly as opposed to something being mean, which is the energy of the Five of Swords. So first I was going to say maybe you couldn't get wealth before, which could be, of course, but seeing the Three of Cups makes me feel like maybe you were getting negative feedback from people, like bad treatment, bullying, bad community, and you are going to feel generosity in that area. That's confirmed by the Three of Cups. You collaborating beautifully with others, and that is the next new beginning here. A beginning that's fated to happen. A beginning that you will have the power to do. Okay? So that's the second thing. Three of Wands, what are you embarking on? The Moon. Yeah, you do have the High Priestess here. The Moon. Wow. The King of Cups. The King of Pentacles. And look at you here. Wow. And how you're seen or seeing yourself. There's the cat watching the magic and seeing the magic, a bigger version of themselves. Okay, so you're embarking on a new journey that... Okay, let's pull out the last card. Maybe I shouldn't pull out the last card. Okay, so you are embarking on a new journey. The Moon card shows that there's more to come on that in due time. But just so you know, you're embarking on a very fortunate journey where the happiness that you're exuding, that new energy that you're exuding, is giving you more confidence. It is making you see yourself as more powerful. And it is increasing your power, especially your, again, as always, your magical power in this pile. It's increasing your magical power as always. And this new journey that you're embarking on will bring you a lot of material wealth in so many different forms. Real estate, nice experience, nice life, nice position. Maybe it's not any of these, like specifically living the simple but abundant life that you want. Whatever this material wealth means to you exactly. Exactly. That is what you are on your way. And you might think now with the Moon card, oh, I wish, but how? That is to be revealed in due time, step by step. But you will find yourself to be way stronger than you initially thought you were. You will find your real power, because your real power is found by knowing who you really are as a soul, transcending transcending the limitations and realizing what you're really made out of, that divine power in you. And you will be watching yourself take steps and do things that could have been scarier for you in the past. This journey that you are embarking on will lead to great material abundance. And isn't it funny that when we transcend the physical, do we get to enjoy more of it? Isn't that funny? So yeah, you're getting into that serene power, that balance, that ultimate healing from the past as you cleanse out the energy. Continue to do that spiritual, whatever you're doing here, that spiritual practice, and continue to heal here, because you're like nearly squeaky clean here. You're nearly there, or maybe you are there. Continue to exude that energy, because this is taking you far in life. Your whole fortune and energy is changing dramatically, and it's giving you so many things that you haven't maybe experienced before. Wow, what a reading, my dear pile number 3. This is exactly what I see in your reading today. Your 2 specific messages that are meant to reach you. I truly hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Please don't forget to check out my merch. There's new merch. I hope you guys love it. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.